Hey, Mike, one of the most impressive halves that we've seen you guys have in a while there in the first. What clicked all together, especially it didn't matter that you didn't have Tiemann tonight, at least for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was as complete a game as we've had, as you said, for a long period of time. And actually, it carried over for about the first 5 minutes of the second half, or 4 minutes. We moved the ball. I mean, we shot a great percentage. The ball moved. High number of assists. We got to the free throw line. We took care of the basketball. I mean, the biggest thing I think, and we'll talk about it when we talk about the second half. I mean, we had 3 turnovers at halftime for 5 points. I mean, that's you take care of the ball like that and you're shooting the ball well, you end up with more field goal attempts than they do. And that was huge.
Just to follow Elena 18 in that first half, kind of looked a little bit like old Elena. What did you see out of her tonight?
I mean, she's feeling good. She shot threes. That three that she took across from our bench, way behind the line, that's the Elena from a couple of years ago. In transition, find her, no hesitation. She got some post ups. She made good passes. If we, knock on wood, if we get that Elena for, enough games, that's going to be a huge factor for us.
So sticking with Elena for a second, do you plan to just keep playing her as many games as she's healthy, or are there plans,
We haven't gotten beyond today. Every day afterwards, we reevaluate the next day and talk to, Dr. Davis, who's been, in charge of her rehab, see where she is, see how she feels in the morning when she gets up. And then we make, tomorrow she won't do much. We'll watch film and we'll practice a little bit, maybe. I know we'll shoot tomorrow, but and then, day of game, it's going to be a game day decision every time for her. A, whether she plays, and B, how many minutes.
Gotcha. And then just wanted to quickly ask about Todd. She didn't score much, but 8 rebounds, 8 assists.
Well, 8 rebounds, 8 assists. Every night we give her the other team's one of their best scores. Tonight she had Christy Tolliver for a majority of the first half and the start of the second half. The fact that they only had one player in double figures says a lot about our defense. And she's that end of the court gets unnoticed sometimes, goes unnoticed. But when you can, take somebody out of the game that's key to another team's offense, you've done your job. And I thought she did that exceptionally well tonight. And then she facilitated our offense. When we were playing our best basketball, she and Ariel and Elena on the perimeter were making really, really good decisions with the ball.
Coach, you mentioned how the turnovers played a big factor, the lack of turnovers in the first half. Second half,
it was awful.
Second half was awful. But how did you guys attack that aggressive defense in the first half and then what changed in the second half?
I think we worked hard in shoot around today to talk about the different ways they would play pick and rolls. So sometimes they would switch, sometimes they were going to go through, depending on personnel. I thought we did a really good job of finding the mismatch inside or getting offensive rebounds against smaller players. I think the play that kind of summed it up for me was the play, if you remember, in front of our bench, play where Myisha was absolutely wide open under the basket and Elena made the pass to her. That was something we just specifically worked on this morning to try to confuse the defense a little bit. And it was exciting to see the carryover, without a lot of practice time, but carry over on something that was an emphasis for us and have it translate to the game.
Hey, Coach, I know you want to be careful with Elena's minutes in these first couple games with it being a blowout early on. Were you maybe wanting to make sure she at least hit a minute mark?
No, not trying to specifically. Once we got to the second half and her early minutes up to the end of the third quarter, she in normal circumstances would have had 3 or 4 minutes left to play late in the fourth quarter, and we cut it off at that. She had gotten enough of a flow. We didn't need to do more than that. So that was important.
And then I know you're taking it one day at a time, but with her first 2 games, with the performance that she's had, I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but
don't.
how do you feel with the weight and the progression that she had just to get to this point that she?
I mean, I think the progression just to be playing basketball, to see for the last, year and a half, what she's gone through to do this, is it's phenomenal. And the number of people around her who have helped facilitate that. I mean, I give a lot of credit to Dr. Davis and our trainer Shalisa, and I mean, we've had practice guys coming in, work with her while we're on the road, coaches on our staff. I mean, a lot of people have dedicated time, but nobody more than her. There's days that she's literally been here for 8 hours doing rehab. Like 3 or 4 in the morning, 3 or 4 in the evening or late afternoon. And that's perseverance, personified. And when you have a heart as big as hers to want to play and be great, that's what you get.
Any other questions for anyone here?
Nobody's asked me about how mad I am at my team about the second half. Okay.
Well, we have Zoom questions, so
Oh, okay.
too soon. If anyone has any questions on Zoom, please raise your hand for Coach. Any questions? I guess they don't want to know, Coach, so you're good.
Okay.
How mad are you about the second half?
Really mad. That's the first time I've talked to my team like I did tonight in a long time after the game. I wanted them to be happy for winning, but you can't play like that. I know you got a big lead, but you can't go from 30 something to what we did. And it was bad offensively. I mean, our offense. Now we played a lot of people, but if people want to play, then they can't have that happen. It's nice to have a big lead, but it won't be that way on Thursday. So, all right.
Thanks, Coach.
What's going on?
Can you just take us a little bit through that first half, what that felt like? I mean, you might kind of said, this is probably the best half of basketball that you guys have played in a really long time. Just what was clicking so well?
When we went out, Ariel looked around, she's like, oh wow, this feels very familiar. I mean, it was all of us that have been here since I don't even know. It just felt very, very familiar. Nothing against anybody else, but we're just those five, it just really clicked because it was just familiarity. And then I mean, we just know each other. We just know each other. And Tosh, I mean, got us rolling. Myisha was very aggressive. I mean, you could just tell we just all felt very confident and comfortable.
And I know, there's a very game by game kind of focus, but at the same time, this is the team sitting in eighth. Was there a conscious thought that everybody kind of knew, hey, this is a big one, especially with 10 left as far as standings are concerned?
Yeah, we know this is a big week, definitely a big week ahead of us. But we just try to take one game at a time. Don't get too high, don't get too low. I'm very excited that we won today. But there's things that we definitely got to work on that we got away with today that will not work on Thursday and Saturday. So we're going to continue to build on this one. Like I said, it's a good feeling to get one in a W column.
Hey, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask real quick, we got an email at the beginning of the game that Emma's not going to be coming back this season. I'm just curious if you guys have talked about that as a team or just your reaction to that.
Promise you, I just found that out from you. But yeah, I wasn't aware. But we just kind of just stay focused on what we have going on here. If she would join us, great. But if not, we keep pushing forward and we keep using the bodies that we have here.
Thank you.
Hey, Tori, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good. But these second halves, I mean, you guys were up big in this one, so you're able to get the win. But just from your perspective, kind of what's happening?
I mean, it's not a secret. I'm not sure. I mean, I think maybe we get lax, we get comfortable, or just maybe we lose focus. But that's one of the things I was saying. There's things that we got away with today that will not work on Thursday and Saturday. And if we want to make this playoff push, and these are things that will not work. That's one of the biggest things that we have to. I mean, we're a great first half team. The game was 20 minutes, I think we'd be number one seed right now. But I mean, we got to realize that it's a 40-minute game.
And then on a lighter note for Elena, obviously a huge game for her, especially in that first half. What was it like seeing her just being able to, at least from our perspective, being able to see her kind of snap into just her second game?
I mean, that's an MVP right there. And it's just, it's a special feeling just for me, because I know the work that she's been putting. And honestly, I don't even know the full story because I just got on the team so I mean, the stories that I hear of, how she's here before us for practice and she stays late. I joke with her and ask her if she has a bed in here somewhere because I just never see her leave or come. So, I mean, she's definitely put the work in, and I'm so happy that, she's worked. She's been waiting for this day. I mean, she just looks great.
So you mentioned the second half. Coach mentioned the second half as well. And he said he got into you guys. I was wondering if you could share what he said or just the tone of it.
Yeah, actually, we normally when we go into the locker room, he comes in later, but he was in there waiting for us, and everybody was just like, "Oh wow." But I mean, he didn't sugarcoat anything. He just said it's the second half. He just said we all got to look in the mirror and take accountability. I mean, we're all a part of it. And, it takes all of us. It takes all 12, not just, the first 5 or the second 5. We just all have to, like I said, look in the mirror and take accountability. And, when we're on the court, we got to give that extra punch, that extra push, because, like I said, we're playing for this playoff push. And these next couple games, I mean, they're very important games. So we got to be able to put 2 halves together.
And was it easier to fit into your role today just with the familiarity of everyone? Absolutely.
I mean, even in shoot around, everyone gave me confidence. Coach was giving me confidence. And I'm just happy to be out there, taking advantage of the opportunity.
Any other questions? Okay, Karen.
We'll go to Zoom quickly. Are there any questions on Zoom for Shatori? I think you're good then. Thanks, Shatori.
Thank you, guys.
So that first half was pretty great. What were, your big takeaways from that first half performance for either one of you?
I think we just executed really well. Our spacing was great today on the offensive end. But I think what helped our offense a little bit was our defense. We was locked in defensively. And ultimately, when we got stops on the defensive end, we was able to capitalize on the offensive end.
Couldn't have said it any better.
And Myisha,
Sorry.
Myisha, we heard tonight that Emma's not going to come over.
Oh, yeah.
I'm curious, if you talk to her, just what your reaction was to that.
Of course I'm sad. That's my friend. Before all this basketball stuff, that's just a friend. So, sad she's not going to be here, but it's always next year. So it's 3:00 over there. I already checked. I was going to call her, but it's 3:00 in the morning. I'm going to just let her, I'll wait tomorrow to tell her that I'm sad. But I mean, I'm happy for her. She's had an amazing career. She's doing amazing things right now. So right now, she needs to rest. Like, you got to think of what she's done so far, how much she's been playing. Like, her body needs rest, see her family, spend time with her family. So I'm just happy for her. And, I'm glad she made the decision, but I wish she was over here, but it's cool. It's cool.
Last one for me, and I'll share the mic. But see, how's the ankle feeling? Are you at
That thing good? You see that rebound she got? That first rebound?
Yeah, my ankle is great. My ankle is good. I'm feeling good. When you do or you have certain injuries, the recovery process can be a little long. But luckily we have, people that's been taking care of us. So ankle is great.
Good to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Shavonte, in the second half, obviously, things kind of went a little.
Don't remind me.
But you brought a lot of energy. So what's the challenge for this team in the second half to make sure that you guys keep up the energy from the first half?
I think we're trying to figure it out as well. But I think for us, we just got to remain locked in and focused. I think sometimes as players or as a team, when you're up by a lot, you kind of relax a little bit. But this is the W. Every team in this league is good, regardless of what position anybody's in. So we can't relax. And I think, that's been our Achilles heel this whole season. We'll go up big in halftime, and then our second halves is kind of like we just die down. I don't know if it's because of our focus. But I think, for us to continue to grow, we have to be better in the second half and maintain our focus.
And Myisha, Coach mentioned that, you guys have talked a lot about attacking how the Sparks playing pick and rolls and how aggressive they are.
there's one specific play with Landell Dunn where you kind of had a backdoor cut. I was wondering if you could just explain a little bit more about that play and then how you guys attacked the defense in the first half.
Can you explain more on the play? Because I mean, what are we talking about?
There's a one you wide open under the basket.
Did I pass it to her?
Oh,
I think
man.
I gave her an assist on that,
No.
actually.
You probably did. Hold
Yeah.
on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you hit on the other side. Yeah. No, we walked through that. I'm not going to tell you the name of the play, but no, we walked through that during shooting around, and he was like, "Pick your poison," and Z made the right read. So I mean, it was a great play that he drew up, and we executed it, and we executed it quite a couple of times actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was a great play.
I think just to piggyback off mine, when you have Elena and Mai, and the players that they are, it is like she said, it's pick your poise. So are you gonna stay on E or you gonna try to get big baby right here? And it is what it is. We get shoes open for it. So just to have those and including Tina, it's a compliment to our team.
Any other in-person questions?
I got one more real quick. Myisha,
Hey,
the starting five for you guys, they were all
OGs.
exactly.
Yeah, that's what I said right when we came out, to be honest. Okay, sorry.
Is that something, did you guys were able to talk about that or just kind of have that realization out on the court?
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, when we came like starting five, whatever, and we huddle up, I said, "Oh, this is the OG group," because it's like the only people that have been on the team, I guess, since I've been on the team. Me and they've been on the team. So it was pretty cool, and also just for us to get that lead, also, it just brought back memories, to be honest with you. But yeah, we just got to keep rolling. We just got to keep rolling.
And then Shavonte, if you can indulge me with this question, I know it's going to sound, if you guys are going to be successful going down the stretch of the season, is it going to be you guys relying on your offense or on your defense?
Defense, 100%. I think we don't even really focus on offense as much as we do defense. I think we all know we're a great defensive team. Individually, I think we have to take, pride in our own individual defense to help our whole defense as a whole. So for us to keep rolling, our defense has to be on point.
And then the defense was great in the first half. What made it work so well for you guys?
I think one, paying attention to details. We followed our scout. I think we was helping each other when we needed help. We got the ball out. We forced them into some turnovers. And, when we could force a team in some turnovers and get in the offense, go up and transition, we're a deadly team, as you've seen in the first half. So for us, I think it's just about getting those important stops, especially in crucial times, and just converting on the offensive end.
Mm-hmm.
We're tuning into the Zoom.
If there's any questions, please raise your hand. We'll start with Rafiq.
Hey, congratulations on the win. How helpful was this win in terms of keeping up with the Dallas Wings and the rest of the teams in the playoff chase?
Hold on, your background is amazing, man. How you do that up there?
Zoom background. Thank you for the compliment. I appreciate it.
It's pretty dope back there. Go ahead, you got it. Can you repeat the question? Sorry.
No, I got the question. It's how we keeping up with the teams in the playoffs, you said?
Yes.
I think we're just focused on ourselves right now, to be honest with you. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're taking it one game at a time. We know we have a chance to make a push for the playoffs right now, but we're not looking at any teams in front of us, see what they're doing. Dallas we are, because that's our next game for the next two games. But I don't think we're focused on any other team but ourselves, because we're capable of making this playoff push and we have all the pieces to do so. It's just a matter of stringing some wins together to do it.
How impressive was the team in this victory all in all, especially when you only gave up about 23 points in the first half?
Well, we know LA is a physical team. I think they lead the league in turnovers or converting off turnovers or something crazy like that. But we know they're a physical, aggressive team. So I think for us on the offensive end, we just had to remain relaxed and not, speed up the game because they wanted us to do that.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Cool background, man.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Myisha or Shavonte?
All right, it was nice talking with y'all.
God bless you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yeah.